Welcome to 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida's new and exciting weekly radio show. A show focused on businesses in Bay and surrounding counties. Business Between the Lines is hosted by Christy Kirkland, a business accelerator with Answer Marketing, and co-hosted by Jason Price, a video guru with Riplify Media.
Hey, Christy! We're here! Special 4th of July wrap-up show. Let's
You're
go.
Killing me. Welcome back, everyone, to ESPN Northwest Florida's Business Between the Line.
We've had an amazing first 10 episodes. We're keeping it.
We're
Amazing
keeping
first 10 episodes, and we're going to sit here. We're going to kind of do a quick review of what we've had, and then we have some special best moments where we're actually going to share some clips from some of the moments we've had in the first 10 episodes.
This is going to be an amazing 4th of July show.
Yes.
We hope you all are enjoying your holiday, being safe out there. Our first episodes were all about our military, which 4th of July kind of plays into that.
That's right.
As well as for our first responders, we had Ryan Vess overcoming adversity. We had Erica Harrison with Royal Exterior sharing her 4 top power tips. We had Mac Glover with Aero Pest talking about when you stop thinking about saying things like, it's not my job, the kind of opportunities and stuff that come up. And then we had Larry Perry and Young, talking about some terrific advice on how, when, where, why, what's of giving and getting advice. Mm-hmm. It's okay to ask for referrals on social media, but giving it, you got to be careful about that. We had Logan Price, we had Randy Baxter, we had the mayor, Mayor Brudnicki. He was sharing great things that are happening in our community. And we had Karen White talking about communication and messy negotiations. We had a lot going on.
Yeah.
So you do not want to miss this. Stay tuned. We're going to be right back, and we're going to give you some highlights on some of our best moments from our beginning episodes. Hey, Jason.
Hey, Christy.
Welcome back, everyone. This is going to be an exciting episode. Again, I hope everyone is enjoying their 4th of July holiday and being safe out there. We have 4 highlights for you that you're going to absolutely love. Our first one that we picked for you is Ryan Vess with Art Construction. One of my favorites. They're all my favorites. I was going to say, he's one of my, no, they're all my favorites. He is going to be sharing with us some of his story. It's very powerful, and I'm just going to let us play the clip because there's no better way to say it than to actually watch it.
Ryan Vess, Art Construction.
Towards the market crash in 2008, I had a very successful business, and when it went out, I never actually stopped. I kept spending money. I had houses, I had boats, I was on top of the world. And when the money stopped and the bank accounts dried up, everything went away from me. And I ran it down to the point where I lived behind a dumpster. When I got out of that situation, I had absolutely nothing. I borrowed $800 in a blow-up mattress. And I had a guy allow me to move into a 1-bedroom apartment with no floors and no toilets. I literally had to get up and climb out the back window to use the restroom in the middle of the night. It was like that I started working. And a guy gave me an opportunity, a guy that owns Art Construction named David Bowers. He let me start roofing houses, which is one horrible job, if anybody ever wanted to know. They allowed every single door to be open. And then I met this lady here. And she put me up in front of 50 business professionals. And I stood up, and then I sat right back down. I was like, no, we are not doing that. She kept on this. She did not give up on me, just like David Bowers didn't give up on me. And the doors kept opening. Christy finally taught me to speak in front of people. That right there was worth $1 million. I lost my fear. She asked me to be on a radio show. I'm freaking terrified, but I'm sitting right here right now.
That's right, man.
Yeah. You know, and in the middle of all this pushing, I did meet a beautiful woman named Candace, and I got 2 beautiful kids whom I am actually adopting as we speak.
Wow.
So I came out of all that to have a fairy tale life.
Right.
And there is nothing, not one thing that I would actually change from my experiences.
And that is why I asked you on the show. Yeah,
Wow.
seriously. If that didn't just grab you, I don't know what will. I would say some of the mic drop moments in that was when he said just his success was just not giving up. He went through it. He had it all. He lost it all. He came back, and through that all, it was just one of those moments that he achieved in his mindset that said, I'm just not giving up, and I'm going to keep persevering. Ross Perot, a quote that I've said many times, says most people give up just when they're about to achieve success. They quit on the 1 yard line. They never give up at the last minute of the game, 1 foot from winning a touchdown. And that, I think that's with everybody in life. A lot of us, we give so much and we give so much, and we're like, we're just never going to do this. And you give up just before that success kisses your lips, and we got to keep going.
I love that he spoke about his pride, and he spoke about how then he got a job and had humility, and then that then led to somebody giving him an opportunity. And whenever he got that opportunity, he didn't let it drift away. He then pounced on it, and he worked really, really hard. And I'm getting chills. Then grew his life to a place where he went from living in a dumpster to then having a beautiful family and living in the house and having the lifestyle that he wanted for so long.
Yeah, we can all take a lot away from his story. You need to watch the whole episode. He was, number 3, our third episode that we had. Go back and play that back and get some of his words of wisdom, because we're bringing to you people that are doing it, real people here in our community that are overcoming stuff and telling you how they did it. And he's giving his mic drop moments and sharing his heart, bearing his soul out to our community and saying, hey, this is what I did. He didn't give up. Don't give up. We all need to just keep plugging along and reach out to people around us. Some of our past speakers that we've had have all talked about that. It comes full circle in every single theme that we have about finding people and putting good people around you, finding your tribe and stuff. And he found, or David Bowers found him. I don't know which way that worked.
Yeah.
They both found each other, and they both benefited each other. But he's like, if you just give me, I know that whole story. And he's like, I just need a chance. I need someone just to give me a chance, and I will work my butt off for them, because I don't want to be where I'm at. And if you don't want to be where you're at right now, find good people around you. Look for opportunities. Stop saying things are not your job. Step out of your comfort zone.
Have the work ethic to put in what you need to, but then also have the humility to actually go and ask, for help. So next up, we have my brother, Logan Price, and I'm just going to play this clip and let you guys watch it, because he says something in here that is so, so powerful.
I came to a point in my life where I just realized the only way to do something is just to do it. And I was just on a podcast a couple weeks ago explaining, somebody asked how I started a YouTube channel, because they knew I used to be super afraid and nervous to speak and stuff. And I kind of just explained it like this, no matter what it is, whether it's going to start a business or start a YouTube channel, which the YouTube for me was the scariest, because I'm like, what if my friends see it and I didn't, I don't have any likes on my videos, or I don't have any views and they laugh at me. And I just realized everyone that has a YouTube channel that's what I wanted, they all had to go through the same thing. Oh, yeah. And I'm just whether it's you're starting a YouTube channel or you're starting a business or whatever, you have to just to be okay with going through the ugly. And that everybody that does anything for the first time, it almost always looks bad the first time.
Yeah.
Sometimes you're lucky and you just look good. I'm not lucky. So I was just willing to go through the ugly part and then, figure out my way as I go.
You have to be willing to go through the ugly part.
We need t-shirts. We need mugs that say that. That is seriously, I love that we have so many great mic drop moments. These are things, you can go online on Google and you can search for quotes and you get all these big stars that have made it and stuff. And it's nice. And I quoted some and we reuse them. But when somebody in our community drops a quote like that, stop and pay attention. You got to be willing to go through the ugly. And so many of us are not. Yeah. That's what holds us back from doing anything.
Look at the people that are where you want to be. And what Logan advises us all to do is then look at where they were when they started. And it's probably not far off from where you are. And if they could do it, why couldn't you do it? All the big YouTube people that he follows, as he's wanted to grow his YouTube channel and build his brand, they all started with channels that were at 0 subscribers.
And he started that way, and didn't you just tell me that one of his hit some serious...
Yeah, he just had a video very recently, went over 100,000 views, and he's well over, I think, 1,200 subscribers. And by the time you watch this video, it probably is even
more.
higher than that. So, like,
so we want you to seek out him and help him get
Logan
that
Price
there.
on YouTube. You'll find it.
Yeah,
so
everybody starts, we have to start somewhere.
And talking about starting somewhere, this is something I always respected about Logan. Like, I'm a video guy, right? I can shoot video, edit video, everybody knows that. Logan, if you look at his YouTube channel and go back to this very first vlog, middle of the vlog, he literally says, I don't even know if I'm going to post this. And at some point, he says, I don't even know how to edit a video, but I'm going to try to figure it out. And now,
I love it.
on the other side, I don't know how many dozens and dozens of videos, he has made, and the following he's grown, and it's just incredible.
Hey, business between the lines. We went through the ugly.
Yeah, we'll have another whole episode talking about how to start a radio show and the ugly that you have to embrace sometimes. So make sure you guys stick around. When we right back, we have more highlights, more best moments to share, and I guarantee you we're going to have some more quotable moments.
Oh, yeah. Mic drop moments coming. Just stay tuned. Hey, Jason.
Hey, Christy.
And welcome back, everyone, to Northwest Florida, ESPN's Business Between the Lines show. And happy 4th of July. I hope you enjoyed the first two segments that we popped out for you, the two highlights that we selected. We've got two more wonderful ones for you. We're going to go ahead and jump right in. We've got Mac with Arrow Pest Service. We call him Mac Attack.
That's right.
And he is bringing us a ton of value in his segment, which, let's see, he was episode 5. Mm-hmm. So if you want to catch his whole thing and not just a little tidbit that we're going to share for you, you need to go back to episode 5.
That's right. Matt Glover, Arrow Pest Service. Let's roll.
When you say it's not my job, that's one thing that I absolutely hate to hear that, because that's a reflection on somebody's attitude. Somebody's attitude is always going to reflect how they think, how they see things, how they react to different things. And, when they say, it's not my job, I'm saying, well, you need to change your attitude.
Yeah.
Because if you change your attitude, then it's going to change your whole outlook. It's going to change your life. I remember whenever, after the Hurricane Michael in 2018, everything's wrecked, and I get a call to go out to a lady's house. And I knock on the door. And she says, who is it? And I said, it's Matt Glover with Arrow Pest Service. And she opens the door and she says, I didn't call a pest control guy. And I thought to myself, okay. And she said, look at my house. Look at the sheetrock that's falling down. I need somebody to take care of this. And I said, well, ma'am, I'm a pest control guy. We don't do that. And then she started breaking down, and I said, okay, whoa, hold on a second. Don't totally freak out on me. I'm like, okay, I know somebody. So I got my phone out. I'm like, hold on a second. I got my phone out. Yeah, I said, yeah, I know a guy, and we're gonna get you in contact. And then she said, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And so anyway, after that, I looked at her, and I could see the doom and the gloom all over her. And before I left, I said, listen, ma'am, I don't know where you are in your walk with God. I don't know what you believe. I said, but can I pray with you? And she said, absolutely. So I prayed with her. I grabbed her by the hands, and I just prayed a really simple prayer. And then I left. I said, now, if you need anything else, you just let me know. Okay. Well, that Sunday at church, I'm standing at the front door, and guess who drives up in our parking lot? Okay. She pulls up, and I looked at her, and I said, Kim Sullivan. She said, you remembered my name? Yeah. And she broke down and cried. I'm like, of course I remembered your name. And she says, wow, that guy, why didn't you tell me you was a pastor? I said, well, I don't normally do that. I said, but I just wanted you to know that somebody cared. So anyway, after the service, she came up to me. She said, you have no idea what you meant to me, because I'd already made up my mind that if nobody showed up that day, that I was going to take a bunch of pills and I was going to die. I was just done with it. I had so much stress. Nobody cared. Nobody was like coming around and helping me. And she said, you came and you helped me. And I thought to myself, right, what if I would have came in with the attitude that she's a number, she's an account, she's a dollar bill, but I said,
and
no,
I can't make anything off because she wasn't needing my services.
She wasn't benefiting me, but I looked and I said, how can I benefit her? And so when I prayed for her, and she said, I felt so much peace when you prayed. And I'm like, you know what? I didn't feel the building shake, and I didn't see a light, and I didn't hear no thunder or anything, but God came in and did something. Can I leave just with one little quote?
Absolutely.
Winston Churchill said, attitude is a little thing that makes a big difference. Okay,
Yeah.
and that's what we're called to be and called to do, is to make a difference in somebody's life. So if we have the right attitude, the right perspective, and we say, you know, everything is my job when it's placed in front of me because I want to make a big difference in somebody else's life, make an
Yeah.
impact. That's
That's
cool,
that
isn't it?
ripple effect, you know?
Yeah, baby. Yes.
You throw that stone out there and it
Yes.
just keeps happening and it just keeps growing and it just
Yes.
keeps touching other people and stuff. And
So
it's just-
good. So
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, doing your job is really just the status quo. If you want to be more than the status quo, you've got
Yes.
to step out and serve somebody else. Wow.
I know. I started tearing up. I teared up then. I teared up now. It was very powerful. And that is the whole perspective. That was that mic drop moment that we have to be willing to serve. We have to be willing to stop saying that's not my job and open ourselves up for these beautiful moments, these opportunities that are in life. If we want our lives and the lives of those around us to be more successful, that's the attitude
Yeah.
to take.
Just a slight attitude change, and that story would have turned out very, very differently. But what Mac is so good about is just having a good attitude. And that little shift completely can change not only the littlest way your day, but can ultimately can change other people's day and other people's lives.
Yeah, we have an episode coming up after these 10 that we have somebody talking about that, and they did a mic drop moment on that. We'll probably rehash in our next in our next follow up. Damien, he talked about that, about attitude, and that you can't really always teach attitude, but you can catch attitude.
Attitude isn't taught; it's
caught.
caught.
Yeah. Mic drop moment there. So, wow. All right.
That's so good.
So what do we have coming up
All right,
next?
so then the next segment we've got is Karen White, and she's coming up. You guys know her from Messy is Wonderful, and she's got something really cool she's going to share. So let's watch it together.
I spent a long, long time trying to make sure everything was perfect. Cleaning everything up, making sure it was right, done right, and if it wasn't done right, just don't do it. I grew up in the Air Force. My entire adult life has been spent as an Air Force, either active duty officer or civilian employee.
Yeah.
And failure was not an option.
Yeah.
And then I realized that failure happens, and how was I going to deal with it? So that's where Messy is Wonderful came from. I realized that all of the tough stuff had brought me some incredible lessons that were really wonderful. If I stopped avoiding the messy, I would lose the lessons. So
If you stop avoiding the messy, you lose out on the lesson.
yeah.
It doesn't get right. That's that mic drop moment that we just talked
That was
about.
the mic drop moment.
Write that down.
Karen always delivers, man.
It was, again, like we just said, that mic drop moment. Stop avoiding the messy. You lose out on the lessons. And Logan was talking about that too in the little snippet that we had from him. You got to be willing to go through the ugly. It all relates to the same thing. We have to be brave, people. You
And
just got to go for it.
It's all these little things. Like, if go back to Logan. If Logan had not embraced the ugly and was too afraid of being at the beginning of a YouTube channel, he wouldn't be where he's grown to be. If Mac wasn't okay with, changing his attitude a little bit and thinking of things in a little better light, that situation wouldn't have turned out the way it did. And then, just like Karen was saying, whenever we try to avoid the messy, then we end up losing out on this huge lesson that then changes our lives.
Yeah, and Ryan's attitude, if he hadn't stepped out of his box and if he'd have just left himself behind that dumpster, he would still be there, and those kids would not be adopted, and he wouldn't have that beautiful wife and that lovely home on the lake. But he stepped outside of his box. He took a chance. He changed his attitude. He reached out to somebody and said, give me a chance and I will work for you. It's all about that attitude.
Man, we've had some amazing guests on the first few episodes of this show. And we were joking that at the beginning, we always talk about how we're the newest radio show. And then Karen said in a recent episode, well, we're not the newest guys, but we're here to stay, and we're really loving it. So huge shout out to our wonderful sponsors, Vortex Spring, Aero Pest Service, Island Air Express, and Highland Finance for making this show happen. if you're someone and you just have got a stellar attitude, you have this thing inside of you, similar to some of the guests that we've shown today, you've got something to share with people and you believe it would benefit their lives and make them better, we'd love to have you on a guest on our show sometime in the future. So go to our Facebook page and you can apply by shooting us a message. Logan's calling me on the phone right now and I had to decline him. We'd love to have you as a guest on our show. Thank you guys so much for these first few episodes of Business Between the Lines. We love being here, don't we?
Happy 4th of July, everyone. So change your attitude, change your world.
Change your life. Thanks for watching Business Between the Lines. We'll be back next Sunday at 8 a.m. Central Time. Love to see you guys.